Tick Pick on the track.
Many fantasies are being transformed into reality by modern science.
You. What's going on, peoples? Just taking a little bit of time to get some things set up. And we is about to get right into it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's get the likes and the hearts in the building. Struggle casting already. This team. If you are in the chat, let me know. Let me see some hearts, some likes. Let me see some comments. Let's see some movement. And then we'll get right in this. I know we're about 45 minutes late. These were the D's, man. If you are in the building, let me see the hearts and the likes. See a comment. I just need to test one thing out and then we will be good to go. All right, let's do this. Everybody that is here has been so kind. So without further ado, let's get in this. Let's get active. Yes, sir. Yes, it is your boy Conrad, aka Cast Tie, in the building, and we're so happy to be here tonight. Literally taking out time. Oh my goodness! I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I fell asleep as I came home from work, and I was preparing for tonight, and I fell asleep. But we are going to be active and we're going to try to get this done live and direct. It doesn't matter who's viewing with us right now. If you're one, if you're two, and wherever you are when you see this, shout outs to you and everywhere that you're coming from. If you're in the building, I just need one thing. If you hear this, let me know. If you heard that, put a comment, something in the chat, because we updated the firmware and I'm hoping that came through loud and clear. I really am. So we're working through some technical stuff and hopefully we got it right. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm distracted. Okay. Without further ado, let's get this. As I said before, I am your host, Conrad, aka Cast Ty, and this is you're tuning in live and direct with the Real podcast. Wherever you are, whatever time it is that you're viewing it, thank you for joining in. We are so grateful for all the support that goes towards building this up. And like I said, we understand that it's going to be a little slow and a little rocky in the beginning. But for those who are building out with us in the beginning, for those of you that are shooting with us in the gym, we salute to you. At this time, without further ado, let's get into the immediate one hitter quitters for tonight. And so the first one that we are looking at is we want you to understand that this page is about real talk, real vibes, real personality, because we're talking that real. You feel me? If you're not real and it's not suitable for the faint at heart, you probably don't need to come by here. Okay. First of all, now we came across this. I mean, I don't know how to really feel about it too tough, but this one's kind of dicey. TD Jakes and P. Diddy. Good grief. I don't even know. I don't know, man. It's not even the fact that like a bishop is befriending a snake such as P. Diddy. It's the mere fact of what has come out. So there's two things have recently come out about Mr. Jakes. Number one, as being a professed apostolic oneness believer and bishop or pastor, he has said that his stance is evolving on the aspect of being open-minded where it regards LGBTQ churches and accepting of gay marriages and whatnot. He's specifically said his ideology is expanding and evolving. Now, I'm not surprised about this because really and truly, this is who the man's been for years. When it comes to this topic, I believe that a certain designation of his money did come from this community. And as such, even still within his congregation, he gets a certain aspect of support. And I believe now these are more what we call say hearsay evidence, right? This is my personal opinion, and I'm extrapolating from what he has not said and what he has said and the vagueness of it. And so this guy, I don't know what it is about him that literally is just on this flip-flop tirade and these flip-flop movements, but this is who the man is. Okay, this is who the man is. And all I want to say is that if anybody is surprised about it, you shouldn't be surprised. You shouldn't be surprised. It is what it is. Somebody just hit me up on my Facebook, said please say this is a scandal. PI, this is not a scandal because this is who the man is and this is who he's been for years. He's a panderer on one side to both the men and the women, and that's just who he is. And that's again who he is. I just don't understand why anybody would be surprised. I really don't. I don't know. That's just me. I don't like. I was gonna post a video today and basically just say that there's two types of people in the streets that you don't like, And this guy and his flip-flopping mentality in terms of where he stands as a bishop and the things that he stands for, even though he claims that he's oneness, and he believes in God and he's a believer in Jesus Christ, I just don't believe him. So there's that. But then there's the other aspect of him, being I want to say pandering. He plays for the other team. He plays for the other team. We're just gonna go and say that. And so we're finding that TD Jakes, you are Mr. Contradictory for the day. Not surprised. I really not. You know what? I don't even really care to really talk about him, especially because he's linked with a rat like P. Diddy. I'm sorry. I don't care. You can't tell me. You can't. In this case, the enemy, the friend of my enemy is my enemy. They're not my friend. I'm pretty sure I just messed that up, but I don't even care. Like, they're not my friend. Okay, Bishop T.D. Jakes, you're cut. You were cut. You were never trustworthy from the beginning. So I'm not really. I ain't losing sleep over this. I just tell you that straight up. Blueface, this guy. Why do people give this guy attention? Like, honestly, why do people give this guy attention? And the reason why I'm saying that is because it's just like, this guy, I just don't understand like what he's about. Like, you went around, you had these girls, they were your girls, you had multiple girls in the house. You went and you ruined a young girl who, let's just say, she was probably impressionable, which I'm hoping that for the next the part 2 of our Women Safe with Women, that will actually have some women to comment on the fact of bomb. Okay. Shout outs to Red Lipstick. Shout outs to you. Shout outs to you for being here, because while we're growing, we are loving those who are going to grow with us. So shout out to you, Red Lipstick vibes. As we were saying, actually, Red Lipstick, because you're in the building, I need you to do me a favor. If you can hear this, because we had to update the firmware, let me know if you can hear this. Put one in the chat if you can hear that. If you can't, don't put anything in the chat. Okay. All right. See, this is why you need supporters as you grow, because things like this make the difference. We've been trying to do this workaround for the firmware to get these sounds in, and we're close, but we're not close enough. That's annoying. Anyways, I digress. Blueface, I don't understand this guy. I don't understand how somebody like him, like, has anybody seen Krishan Rock before she met Blueface? Now, maybe was she always, interested in the life and, caught up and with all these things, the money and the looks and everything like that? Possibly. It really is possible. But like, at the end of the day, I really do believe this guy ruined her life. And I'm not pandering, but I don't like this guy. I just really don't. I don't like him. Okay. So see, this is exactly what I'm talking about. I'm going to put, for everybody that is going to view this, I'm going to put this up. Red Lipstick. Yeah, we gonna hold you in high regard over here. We are gonna hold you in high regard. I'm like, yeah, Red Lipstick says that, yeah, she was not like that. And this is what I needed confirmed, because when I look at the pictures of her before she met this guy, she was track, she was cheerleader squad, um, she was toned, she looked healthy, she looked sound in her mind. Like, and then like you look at her from when she found him, not even just from when she found him, the minute he got introduced to her, it was just like derailed. And I just don't understand it. And now this guy is going as far to sit there and say how, oh, the child's not mine. And listen, after I have a 1-year-old son, a 2-year-old son, sorry, and seeing where he was day one when he was born versus now, I can honestly say, like his looks are gonna progress. Yeah, and that's and thank you, Red Lipstick. Like this is exactly what I wanted to know was, if it was gonna a situation where, she was hanging with the wrong girls and they brought her into a lifestyle, and this is why it's just like it's important. And honestly, Red Lipstick, I'm gonna make sure you get the notice above everybody. But when we do this part two of Are Women Safe with Women, I would love for some panelists, especially for some ladies, like we need to have a conversation, because as much as I know that the basis of our platform really is to get young men away from being like this guy right here, at the end of the day, I want our young ladies to be aware, and I definitely want them to understand not exactly what they got to look like and how they got to carry themselves. It's not about dressing to a high degree. It's about being aware. And I really feel that if we can have our young guys aware, if we can have our young girls aware, then when they grow up and they're coming through, maximizing their talents, maximizing themselves in their career, then they're going to be in a better position to be able to be the best selection as a possible mate for somebody, if that's what they choose to do. If they could choose to get married and settle down and be monogamous, then cool, kudos to them. And I want them to be able to choose that, but I also want them to be able to be the best that they can possibly be, whether it's to be selected or whether they are doing the selecting. And we want to make that clear over here. So like, I don't know how this Blueface guy, but honestly, for me, he just needs to disappear. Like, we're not even going to talk about him too much over on this side, because I don't really like him. And he's sitting there going around challenging people to fights, and he's putting out locations. Like, bro, like, just stop, man. Just stop. You're great. I'm gonna say this to all the guys who's gonna watch this, and for the ladies, clip it, pin it, send it to somebody, tag them. I'm gonna be the first to say it here. Guys like him are what's wrong with the modern day generation, because some fool somewhere is gonna see this and be like, oh, I can be like Blueface. I can be like Blueface. Like, he brings no resource to the world. He's literally like, at all. He is no resource to the world. We cockroaches have a purpose. He does not. I said it. Okay. Now, ladies, I need you to hold on with me. I'm not sure of those who are supporters of Cynthia G, but this right here is something that I don't like, and it has nothing to do with her looks. But she, for this platform, for the last live stream of the year, she is #1 clown of the year. And the only reason why is because she said that it is better to delete black male fetuses the minute you find out that you are pregnant. I can't support that. I cannot support that. First, as a father, I can't support that. Second, as a husband, I cannot support that. Third, as a mentor, I cannot support that. Fourth, as an uncle, godfather, go down the lines, I cannot support that. As a man, I definitely will not support that, because here's what, we're not going to be one of those platforms where it's like, oh, we don't like how this acts, so you know what, okay, everybody just pack up and grab your suitcases and do this. Like, yo, if you want to do what you want to do, do it. However, Do not sit there and try to, and I actually said this on the last live, and I will clip it and I will post it in case anybody wants to see it. And I said it like this: her rhetoric of destroying black male fetuses the minute women find out they're pregnant is borderline Hitler talk. If anybody knows what Hitler was saying for the Aryans, go look it up. What she's saying and what he was saying doesn't sound too dissimilar. That's all I'm saying about that. She clown of the year for over here. She is clown number one of the year. This is why we are here, because black men don't need to see this in their day life, their day-to-day life. Thank you, Red. And I'll be honest, Team Fatty and Ilkhan Ali, they covered it on their platforms where they were basically saying, and Corey Holcomb as well, that like ever since she, and this is just rumor because I don't know her business, but ever since she ended up getting, with a Pookie and impregnated by that Pookie and done wrong by that Pookie, she just went on a tirade. Now, I was never one for her rhetoric and for her content, but between the fact that she used to kind of, flip back and forth between her platform and being on Fox Soul, I believe it was. Yeah. And yeah, I can't get down with her. She bothers my mental space. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. She bothers my mental space. The Lakers. For those who sports land, like, and you know what? I think I had to admit the other day that is true. I don't think anybody's ever really a fan of a LeBron James led team. I just think they're a fan of LeBron James. But I wish. Yeah, they've been losing ever since they won that whole in season tournament thing, the trophy. And I'm glad they won, but that's like 5 L's back to back to back, like 5 or 6 L's. They lost to Minnesota like horribly. And so it's just like, like, I don't know. Like, I mean, I'm from, in case y'all don't know, we're from Toronto, Canada over here. So, I mean, I should be rocking for the Raptors, especially since, this big ring I got on is a replica Raptors championship ring. Bum, 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 bum. But like, yeah, I can't, I just don't know. I don't know. This is like, in my opinion, as a sports fan, I would always say this is how, somebody just needs to retire. But I mean, I'm gonna keep rocking out with LeBron James and his teams as long as I possibly can. I really am. Oh my gosh. Okay. So as you can see, if everybody can see this, he is Donkey of the Day. But for also this platform, he is Simp Man. He's the newest, and he's the first on this platform holding the title of Donkey of the Day and Simp Man. And and the reason why he earned it. I can't even say gracing him or anointing him or anything like that. This man has earned it, okay? He's earned it. Okay, Anthony Edwards is by far. Thank you. Another one. What is wrong with these young NBA guys? And here's the thing that actually kills me, and I'm not judging him, but he put his personal business out in the public, so all I can do is comment on it. Doesn't he have a girlfriend and a daughter already? I'm pretty sure he does. Last year, brought into the world, oh, I'm so happy. Oh, you're not catching me. Oh, you're not catching me. Oh, you're not catching me. Putting out all this, you're not catching me. And this is one thing I've learned, especially as a guy, is that I need to be very careful with my "it could never be me" things. Because this is what this guy was saying last year. It could never be me. And, you're not going to catch me. You're not going to catch me in this. You're not going to catch me in that. And now we catch this guy in the building with an IG model, pregnant. And, and this is where he becomes the Donkey of the Day. It's the fact that this guy sent her text messages. Now, like, here's the thing that kills me. It's like, bro, Did you not know you were going to get exposed? You didn't know that she was going to throw out the receipts? What are you going to do like Zion Williamson? Oh, could you please stop releasing the text messages? Could you please stop? Nah, bro. You made your bed, lay in it. And for you to sit there and literally text this girl, oh, I'm going to send you $100,000, get rid of it. Like, why would you do that? First of all, if your child is a son, sir, and I'm speaking to you as a father now, if your child is a son, then you definitely need to correct this whole situation, because God forbid he gets a hold of it and it shapes or influences any aspect of his mind towards how he's to treat women. Because I'm pretty sure by the time he's in his teens, you will still have some affluence that you're able to hand down to him. And God forbid that he actually goes around doing something like this. Second of all, if you have a daughter, sir, you need to fix this immediately, because this can and maybe will be the catalyst for what paints the picture in her mind as to how men look at men, or how men look at women. Sorry. Like, bro, get it together, fix the situation. And posting on Instagram is not it. Why all you flipping stars sit there and think that, oh, we can post on Instagram and just sit there, oh, I'm sorry, it wasn't meant to be like that, and oh, I know my actions, blah 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 blah. Like, you guys, like are you guys dumb? Like, did you just wake up and just say, okay, today I want to get hit with a brick in the head? How dumb can I be with my money? How dumb can I be with my time? And this is the thing, what people don't understand about Kevin Samuels, because when he was sitting here alive, what he was talking to us about was what? I'm just gonna be raw with it. Take discipline. Learn to control yourself. You're in a certain lane of life, sir. Walk in that lane and stay in that lane and be happy in that lane. But that's what I really think it is with these young NBA guys. And this is, on the other hand, why I rate the NFL, because they have leadership programs that talks to them about doing stupidness like this. And if you're going to do it, make sure you have the barriers in place enough to protect your image, the image of the business you represent, and the image of your family. But oh no, you got this donkey of the day right over here sitting there moving around talking about, ooh, I'm sorry, ooh, here's 100,000. Like, bro, you are the donkey of the day. You're the simp man of the week. And it's not about what she does and how she decides to live her life. It's about how men like you consistently push this aspect of degradation of the female and the feminine representation of this world. You are, sir, our donkey of the day for even being a part of that engine. I'm not even going to apologize for that. It is what it is. Anybody who wants to have a problem with it, you can email us. You know how to find the email. Just hit the platform, find the email, send us, or hit us up on Instagram, or hit us up on Facebook. Hey, we'll make a whole show out of it just for the fact that you disagree with the fact that we disagree with the fact that this guy is a donkey of the day and the simp man of the week. First person we've ever anointed this to. He earned it. Flipping, like honestly, how bored? I just want to get stuck here for maybe, like, give me 30 more seconds, Grace. How bored do you have to be to mess up your life royally like this? We're moving on. Oh, Tia Mari. Now, can I admit, like, I mean, the Mari twins, like, and this is why I really want to have, not necessarily debate, but an open conversation with ladies. Because I don't understand, and maybe this is different in Canada than it is in the States. I will acknowledge that. I will acknowledge that for Black people in the States, Black people in Canada, specifically Toronto, Ontario, which is like mini New York or junior New York or rip-off New York, as they try to say. The representation of the status quo Black couple is very different. And some of the challenges we face are some of the same and some are very different. But the one thing I've both experienced not necessarily in divorce, but in my dating life in terms of breakups that have gone awry. Because in this situation, I cannot for the life of me understand how Tia got on social media and the world and said, I graduated from marriage. You don't graduate from marriage, you graduate into marriage. Now, I get it. The former, let's say, representation of marriage, or what the meaning of marriage was, or what the look of marriage was, maybe that's a little outdated for this generation. I can definitely understand that. And to some degree, I can actually agree with it. And we'll say it like this: my grandmother's marriage or my mom's marriage, well, my mom never got married, but my grandmother's marriage is not my modern day marriage. I can definitely understand that. The things we faced in society are drastically different to what our grandparents faced to what we are facing now. Talking points, whether it's traditional roles within the home or within the marriage or just to each other, drastically different. I can understand that. I really can. What I cannot understand is where good good women find good men that are faithful to them. Now, I'm not going to sit here and victim blame in terms of Tia Mari. I'm not going to say she's a victim, but I'm also not going to blame her for how she got to that decision, because rumor has it that there were certain issues that she had with him regarding fidelity or infidelity, however you want to look at it, and that he wasn't always on the up and up. I have never looked into that. I've never tried to find out if it's true, mainly because I just really didn't care. I thought their relationship looked great. It was a regular relationship. I understood that he was an up and coming actor. Um, Now, this is an argument that I find that is more prevalent in the States than in Canada, which is a woman who is the breadwinner with a man that is he's just not the breadwinner, and he's on the come up, right? So she's more established than him. She makes more money than him. In this case, her name was more prevalent than his. However, when it came to acting in certain roles, I know I align myself, especially for the movies that I like to watch, and shows that I like to watch. I align myself with him more than her. So, to that degree of stardom, I mean, if we take Sister Sister out of the equation, do we really know Tia Mari? I don't know. And I'm not going to say that we don't. I think she would have been able to evolve into another show somewhere and be able to really, um, still make a name for herself as an individual outside of her sister, and whatnot. So, I mean, this is just a messy situation. I think it's a situation where it's saddening because she lost a good man, and whatever wasn't mature about him, he clearly was willing to work on it and work on himself and progress. And I think that's admirable. I'm not going to say it makes him perfect, but it's definitely admirable. And yeah, now that she wants him back, like this is the thing that actually bothers me about her, and I didn't want to miss this. How are you going to get divorced, say that you graduated, and then be posting pictures together for the seasonal times like Thanksgiving? Oh, we're going to be fine. No, you're not going to be fine. Like, men don't do well with women who want us back after they publicize their breakup and how basically how they've graduated and been liberated from a proverbial slavery standpoint. And then you think you're just going to come and take me back? No, it's not going to happen like that. And I'm hoping that he's not scarred from this to a degree where he starts being immature and running around and playing the field. No, bro, stay in frame. Work on your body, work on your mind, get yourself right. And the only thing you can do in this is to just continue to be a success. And that's my thoughts on that. Ja Morant's dad. Now, For those who are unaware, John Morant last year went through basically a whole year where he was involved with dumb friends and guns. And shout out to Ball Is Life for the video they caught when Ja Morant hit the game winner, because I was able to clip this. Look at his dad. Clown number 2 for the end of the year. Okay. Or actually, I guess in this case, it's clown number 3. For this platform, anyways. Bro, we talked to your son. We tried to tell your son that he doesn't need to be hanging around like you're brought up in a 2-parent home. You are literally, how do I put this? You're brought up in the suburbs, bro. You're not gangster. You weren't brought up in poverty. You don't need to even live that life. So people that you're hanging around that live that life, that are trying to feed you that life because now you got some money, you got some fame, and you think that you can run out here and just do a whole bunch of random stupidness. Okay, like you've dealt with that. It looks like you've gotten back to work, John Morant. Great for you. But I'm going to tell you this straight. John Morant, you might have to tell your dad that he's not allowed to come to the games if he keeps like coming out like this. Bro, you're not gangster. You nor your son are gangsters, sir. John Morant's father. Bro, when you come to games, dress like a flipping dad, bro. Dress like a grown-ass man. Why you have a hood and sunglasses on? If you're drunk, if you're high, sir, own that. Wear the sunglasses. Cool. All right? Lights are bright. Maybe you had a headache or a migraine. I'm not sure. Why you have a hood on is beyond me, because this is classic Pookie representation. And I hope when your wife got home and she saw this, she'd be like, why the hell were you acting like a fool in the midst of your son's game winner, sitting there looking like you're one step away from pulling an assassin movement? Like, if I was the ops, I would assume that he had a gun on him and he was ready to do some stupidness right then and there based on how he's dressed. And this is why this platform is about showing young men different sides of society, to take examples from them, not to say this is how you should live your life because we over here are perfect. We over here are not perfect. However, I have made enough changes in my life as a man to be able to say that this is not how you represent yourself in public, especially if somebody else in your circle, in your network, is the one that has the light on them. You need to do everything in your power to be an addition and to be something that enhances what they're already hype persona, not a detractor. This is clown movement. This is clown movement. Your son was just it's his first day back on the job. The NBA did not have to bring your son back because he went through the situation once where he's playing with guns and being on IG Live and in the strip club, all type of foolishness, to the point where some of the strippers in the club almost tried to use him to come up on a bag saying that they felt like their life was in danger. Oh, yes. I don't feel sorry for men who actually sit there and put themselves in harm's way. I'm not saying ish doesn't happen. What I'm saying is, if you put yourself in harm's way, whatever happens, okay, I'm going to put it like this. If you're walking down the street and I say, hey, a car is coming, don't go over there. And you brush me off once and you're like, yeah, I'll be fine. I'm going to try again. I'll be like, hey, no, but seriously, a car is coming. Don't do it. Now, if you literally decide to keep walking and you get hit by a car, I'm not running out into traffic after you. I'm going to call an ambulance and be like, hey, they ran into traffic. They seem to be alive. Y'all might want to get here soon because they're hurt. This is that living definition of what I'm talking about. Your son, by his own mistakes, was hit by 2 cars. And now you look like you're waiting for the third one to come and hit you down. Sir, you are a clown. Dress better. Be better. Do better. Your son doesn't need this kind of representation. He came back to work. We're hoping that he's serious. We like his athleticism and his talent, and we're hoping that he'll stay on code and stay in frame. Jada Pinkett Shakur, because she's not a Smith. I say it all the time. I tell you people all the time, she's not a Smith. She's never been a Smith. Anybody who knows how their relationship developed and has followed it from day one, like I have, thank you. She has never been a Smith. She's always been a Shakur. And I don't blame her, because if somebody saved my life from and got me out of drug dealing and all that stuff, I would. I mean, oh my days, I'd be probably head over the heels for them as well. I mean, as long as they were a woman. But I digress. Yes, I'm sorry. Red lipstick. Me and Jada, like, I have nothing against her except for the fact that she just needs to admit that she doesn't love Will. She's never loved him. She's basically used him as a crutch, and that her real undying love is with Tupac Shakur. So because we are in the giving spirit for Christmas, send it to her. Anybody who can send this to her, I really want this to get to her. Look how nice Tupac looks. Can we admire the man in all his splendiferous glory? And you know what? I'm comfortable and within myself to be able to say this. Tupac was a good-looking brother. Now, like, we've got to understand, right? If Tupac was really alive, would he dress any different than this? I think he would pick different colors, maybe, but we saw him when he did that interview with Tupac, with Snoop Dogg, right? And I really do believe that he's suave and he's got that GQ personality to him, and that essence and that touch, that this is exactly what we would have seen of him, really and truly. So, Jada, Merry Christmas. I hope you keep this with you. Wherever Tupac is, I'm not going to sit there and say he's alive, but I'm also not going to sit there and say that he's dead. I believe he's dead, because I don't know how many you can take that many shots. And then, based on a little bit of the research that I've done and things I've come to find out about that whole train in time, definitely I would believe that he's dead. But clearly, and this is my problem with Jada, and I'm gonna roll to the next screen in a minute. Actually, I'm gonna do it now, because happy Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, Jada. We did this for you. There's all love from DaRealReel, from Conrad, aka Cast High. I keep on keeping on, sister. Okay, peoples, this is just me being petty. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I'm just being petty. Okay, and this is more at like a knock at Will Smith for this more than Jada, but this is how I view Will and Jada. Okay, this is exactly how I view Will and Jada. I'm not going back on it. I really am not. I'm just not. Jada's the man in the relationship. She never loved Will. Anybody that convinces their kid to believe that a dead man can make me more happy than their biological father, oh yes, you are the man in the relationship. I don't care. You're the leader. You're the alpha male and the alpha woman. Hell, Will was nothing more than the butler. Then they come out, right? And this is actually the picture I actually forgot to actually clip up. It's the picture, I don't know if anybody's seen it recently, where they're on the couch and she's like on him, and the caption goes how the slap at the Oscars saved their marriage. Ma'am, you just came out the other day and said you and Will had been separated for years. What marriage? Like, I'm so sick and tired of these celebrities telling us stuff as if to think that like we're stupid. Like, they really need to come down out of stardom and live like just a regular life so they can understand how stupid they sound sometimes. Real talk. Okay? Real talk. This is exactly why the platform's called DaRealReel. We are real people having real conversations about real things. You must think we're real stupid to believe, after everything she's done exposed about Will Smith and about their marriage, you expect us to believe that slap saved your guys' marriage, like you guys actually have a relationship. She is not Jada Pinkett Smith. She is Jada Pinkett Shakur, and we are moving on. I believe that's actually the last one. It is. Follow us on all platforms at DaRealReel_SCE. That is DaRealReel_SCE. Instagram, Facebook, Threads. Can we call it Twitter? I've been saying Twitter X because X just sounds wrong. Like, you can't have a conversation about X and, like, God forbid police are nearby or some undercover agent. You're probably going to get followed. So I'm going to call it Twitter X until they come up with a better name for it, or until the platform dies. And then overall on YouTube, we are here. We finally got our handle name. I'm loving the fact that we got our handle name at DaRealReel _SCE. And shout out to Red Lipstick Vibes for being in the building with us. Thank you. And I hope you're in it for the long haul. Help us grow and be with us as we move forward. So, with that said, and I'm pretty much done with this, so we're going to remove this. So, for being the last live stream of the year, and after this, we'll be doing some posting of some clips and of former streams that we've done. We're going to be doing some posting of overall just the different podcasts that we have out, and what we're about. And we really want everybody to kind of be joining in with us and be ready for January 30th, when we make the season debut, to actually get into our episode lineup for the year. And we have 25 episodes. Some of the topics and the things we will discuss, they will be repetitive. And there's a reason for that, though. And the reason for that is because I really believe that when you're introducing a platform, you want people to be able to understand, where you're going, who you are, why you're here, and what's your message. And this is the whole focal point of this platform, is what is our message. And our message is simply that young men, young women need to progress. And I do believe that there's a whole lot of positive information out there, but I don't believe that, especially for the Black community, that some of our spaces are more caught up in the who's right and who's wrong versus the solution base. Now, we understand that we do have to admit who's right and who's wrong when it comes to figuring out what the solution is going to be or could be. But overall, though, there are I want to say there's certain topics that need to be discussed, to be quite frank. But then I also believe that there are topics that take away from what we're trying to do. And so in getting ready for this show, we were like, okay, what is going to be the focus of this show? What are we going to talk about? What are we really looking at? And and what's the conclusion that we're trying to get to? So we're going to run through these topics, and to anybody who's in the chat, whether it's now or after the live stream has ended, whatever topic you disagree with or you're just tired of, throw it in the chat. Let's have a conversation. We will always do a recap. So one topic that always comes up is net worth, but the bigger focus of net worth, how much money you just have post taxes in the bank, high value men versus high value women. I think this topic has gotten wildly out of hand. Now, Kevin Samuels did maybe the space of social media. I don't know if he did us a favor by really talking about this as much, but it definitely put us on something that we weren't thinking of, or at least if we were, we put another title to it, right? The high value man. Now, with Kevin Samuels, he described it as, somebody who made money. There were specific points that he spoke to. Was he 100% right? I don't think so. But was he 100% wrong? I definitely don't think so. And so in his message to men in his early content, he did make sure to tell us that we do have to make sure that we are checking off certain boxes to be able to qualify ourselves as a high value man. Now, the one that he, or the few that he said that really stuck out to me, is that if you're going to be making money, you have to make a certain amount of money in certain areas. And he used certain cities around the states to really drive this point home. I think Dallas, Texas was one, Miami, Atlanta, New York, were the main ones that I can remember. Because there's a higher cost of living, nightlife, etc. So the high value man was seen as one who has a good network, has a good net worth, has been making this money. He's known, he's reputable, he's consistent, he's LinkedIn level in his profession or his expertise. And above all, he provides resources, not just for himself and his network, but ultimately to the city and that he's in. But then it became a segue of people and different platforms extrapolating and saying that, well, there's no high value women. Some of those platforms, well, they're not really monetized on YouTube, so I'll say it. Fresh and Fit was one that would always have a proverbial ruling in this category to sit there and talk about this. Their whole thing was that there was no high value woman. I think that's room for conversation of how we define a high value woman. Is it based on her career? Is it based on her accolades? Is it based on her money? Is it based on the same metrics that a high value man would be established by? And if so, can high value women deal with men that are not high value? That is another topic of discussion. But I think it is one conversation that is, ruled the spaces and kind of made it obsolete and annoying, really and truly, and gotten us away from what the focal point should be. The Pookies and RayRays. In other words, the people that you don't like and the people that you wouldn't date because you don't like them. Whether it's aesthetically, they're just not pleasing to your eyes. Whether it's people that you know and you doubt their sexual prowess, or whether it's the fact that they are, just the bottom of the barrel, scum of the scum, in the streets, ripping and running, hoeing it down, male or female. And yeah, it is what it is. And I know people who sit there and say, oh, a man can't be a hoe. Yeah, I'm gonna let the silence ring out on that. That's up for debate. That's up for debate. Can a man be a hoe? I don't know. It's up for debate. I think it is very, very possible. And for any man who has come through life, who can say this, where you've lived a promiscuous lifestyle. If I say that a woman who has lived a promiscuous lifestyle, what's the difference between her and the male who do it? Well, the woman who I would say is a hoe ultimately is the fact that she may be giving that also as a service. That's how I've come to know the actual term hoe or hoeing was one who was exchanging sexual services for money, prostitution, etc. So this is up for debate. Social media's influence overall. The reason why I put this is because I keep hearing the phrase nowadays, oh, TikTok told me to buy this. TikTok didn't tell you nothing. TikTok doesn't have a phone number for you and say, hey, yeah, it's TikTok calling in. Yo, you really need to go get this. You need to go buy this. TikTok, no, it doesn't do that. Stop it. Stop it. Okay? Just stop. Dating standards. Men and women need to come together and have a conversation, or men We need to establish dating standards for ourselves. And if the women agree with it, great. And if they disagree with it, we can talk about it, but great. Everybody's got to have a standard. I think what we're trying to do is we're trying to do too much mind mapping and think tanking around dating standards. And I do believe, and this is not the show for this, so we won't do this tonight, but I do believe that there is a certain level of, or there are certain standards men must have for themselves in dating. Because dating is like walking. Dating is not a solid commitment. If you don't like that definition, then I will say comment, complain, whatever you want to say. Email us. We'll talk about it. We'll debate about it. It is what it is. Oh, gosh. Traditional versus modern. Another topic. It's gone too far. It has gone too far. For this day and this time, if you can find a partner who is traditional in how they approach the roles in the home, hold on to them. Because they might be far and few in between, whether it's a man or a woman. Treat them right, treat them well, and you'll have a lot of happy days. That's all I'm going to say about that. Because I would assume that most of us who do want to be in relationships want to be in frame. And when I say in frame, I mean adhering to certain roles. And if for men, we can get to the place where we are providing our wife or potential wife the experience of not having to work, I think we should try to be able to do that. Now, in the States, the biggest thing is about this is the breaking down or the further degradation of the foundational or the foundation of marriage and what it means to be monogamous. And so as long as that is in turmoil, I think that dating standards will forever be in turmoil. And my opinion, as I said on the Team Fatty show and on Ilkhan Ali's channel, is simply this. There is a hard reset coming for Black men and Black women, and it's not going to be nice. And to those of you that are going to have to go through it, we will be here to help you through it and wipe your tears away. But you cannot say that we didn't warn you. It is coming. It's going to happen. It is what it is. Passport bros. I'm not going to talk about this one. And here's why. Not because they're bros, but because I think it's very simple. I think both men and women have been doing this to each other for a very long time, and I don't even understand why this is a problem. And this is the problem with social media in this generation, is because regular basic things get so much heat and get so much hype around them for absolutely no reason. For absolutely no reason. There's no reason why passport broing should actually be something that we need to talk about, discuss, defend, or attack. That's a topic that's a waste of time to attack. I'm being serious. What you bring to the table, again, to have this conversation clearly, concisely, and with a clearly defined result, there needs to be a further reset of dating standards and what the nucleus home looks like, or what a nuclear relationship looks like that is leading towards monogamy. So I have nothing to say about that as to what you bring to the table. I think every man and every woman should be doing enough separately that they don't need to talk about what they bring to the table unless we're getting married. If you're not entering into a monogamous relationship, here's one for you. Nobody cares, male or female. Can you pay your bills? You should know that. Do you have a car? You should know that. Do you have a place to live in that's well put together? You should know that. Are you a clean person? You should know that. If I have to discern and question these things about you, you're not going to be around me too long. If I really have to pay attention to you, do you know how to cook? Do you know how to clean? Do you know how to do laundry? Do you know how to shop? Do you know how to save? Do you know how to pay your taxes? Do you know how to do this? Do you know? If I really have to question these things around you, and let's say if I was single, you are not going to be around me for long. And it's not going to be a conversation. It is what it is. You're cut. No, we can't be friends. You haven't proved that whatever you have to bring to the table is enough to be friends. And this is where, like, my stance, or I should say, yeah, my stance on dating is drastically different than what this world is going to look like. And I can definitely understand that. But I'm going to say for the young men that we're trying to reach, they're going to have a hard standard, and they're going to have to, those standards, those morals, that foundational principles are non-negotiable. Can I say this? Men, we're not here to tell women how to be women. I'm sorry. Because I have no time for anybody who's going to sit there and question me, are you a real man? Depends on what you define as a real man. But if you push me to have to bring out that bravado, I'm going to say, yes, I am a real man. Well, prove it. I'm living. No. You can take a seat around me on my everyday life and you see if I'm a real man. The last time I checked, yes, I have bones. I have skin. I'm a gendered male. And I live my life as a leading man in the areas and the spaces that I occupy. Now, am I more manly, alpha, today than I ever was in my lifetime growing up? 100%. Are you going to get me to cower down in representing myself? No. Are you going to get me to negotiate on my standards and my morals? No. Because at the end of the day, and this is the thing I want to say to all young men, if you are willing to negotiate your foundations and your morals, you are a beta male. Because your foundations, your morals, and your principles are what is going to be necessary to help you build frame for life. You think I'm wrong? Hit the comment section, email us, hit us up on social media. You know where to find us, DM us. We'll definitely be willing to debate it. Guaranteed it'll make great content. Interracial dating. I don't really care. I think that I really do believe. And somebody said on Team Fatty Show, and to a general topic, yes, I agree. No, any woman can cause any man to be in peril or danger. Any man can cause any woman to be in peril and danger. However, I sincerely believe from my anecdotal experience that it is better for Black men to stay with Black women. I don't care how everybody else feels about it. This is my personal opinion. I'm not telling you to live your life by it, but this is how I live my life, and I've come out very well. Now, for the woman that I'm married to, is she dark-skinned like my tone? No. But is she a shade of Black? Yes. It is what it is. Am I aligned with my culture? Yes. Am I aligned? Do we both align and complement each other in our cultures? Yes. Both born Canadian, both background Jamaican. Or my wife's background is a little bit more ignorant than mine. She's got the St. Vincent and Jamaican. You don't get that's. I mean, the only other ignorant mix you get is to mix Trinis with Jamaicans, and that's just that's a whole fight right there. Okay. Shout out to the Trinis and the Jamaicans. Love y'all, but we ignorant. Simps. If you don't know what a simp is, let us bring this back to the stage. Bang, 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 bang. There you go. Him, Zion Williamson. Simps. Sorry, these are Simps. Simps is an acronym for suckers who are trying to impress mediocre, tang, and they are not getting any reciprocation for said investment of time, attention, and resources. Simp. Okay. And that's a nice way of me explaining it. That is a very nice way of me explaining it. We already talked about Heauxs. I don't need no man. If you don't need a man, great. Because relatively, as an adult, you should not need a man to pay your bills, pay your taxes, pay for your shopping, pay for your food, pay for your socks, pay for your toilet paper, pay for your toiletries, pay for your towels, pay for your laundry. Yes, as an adult, you should be able to live your life. It is not an award to be an independent woman. You're an adult. Be one or don't be one. Pick a side, wherever you choose to be. Yes. Is it important to let men know that they can't take advantage of you because they might bring more resources to the table than you? 100%. Stand on code. But if you're going to sit there and be like, well, I'm just an independent. Well, I just woke up every day and I'm independent. Well, yeah, of course. You went to grade school. At certain points, you were independent. Your parents' name ain't on that diploma. Junior high, high school, college, university, accolades of the workplace. I'm sorry. Like, there's no you and somebody else helped to get you this award. You did it independently. You've been doing it independently. Like, I know we all want a pat on the back and we want participation awards and participation love, but guess what? You're not always going to get it. So you got to be your biggest supporter. And if you want to let people know that you're not going to come in, abuse me or use me because you happen to bring something to the table more than I have for myself, then yes, I'm going to let you know I'm independent. But if it's outside of that explanation, stop beating a horse. That is just, you're just an adult. Be an adult and love it or hate it. But don't put these glorified titles to it as if it's going to move heaven and earth. It's not. Calm down. Protect all women. Ladies, it is impossible for all men to protect all women. Because once we get in a relationship, we are bound to protect that woman. Because any woman that is seen as a detriment to what that woman's life is, we're going to have to pay for that. Especially if it was in our ability to step away from any other woman that is going to derail the relationship that this woman is investing in emotionally and financially, mentally and spiritually, physically. You get the point. Last but not least, Redpill versus Bluepill. Wake up or remain asleep. Long story short, that's what it is. Comes down to these topics here have literally derailed. And I mean, Redpill. I mean, when you're talking about social media spaces, specifically YouTube, yes, it becomes a much deeper conversation than that. But really and truly, people, it's not that deep. Either wake up and acknowledge reality and the truth, or remain asleep in your fallacy in your own little bubble and live in your truth. And then when you step into spaces and social media spaces to debate, you will get destroyed or on somebody's viral clip. Anyways, it was great rocking out with you guys. I'm so glad that we have a new subscriber in Red Lipstick Vibes. Shout out to you. We will be putting in massive amount of work over the holidays to get these sounds and our sound bars rectified, or we're just going to move in a different direction with that, because we do know that it's an element to the show that I personally love, and I would definitely want to make this live stream more enjoyable for the viewers. If you are rocking with our content, definitely what we need from you most of all, at least at this point, is like, follow, subscribe, and share. If you like the message that's gone out so far, go back to our other lives on our pages. You'll be able to see them. And above all, if you let us know what you think, you want to reach out to us by email, you can hit us up at DaRealReel.sce@gmail.com. That's DaRealReel ALREEL.SCE@gmail.com. We appreciate those who rock out with us. We appreciate those who support us. We appreciate those behind the scenes. Shout out to Team Untouchables, Team Fatty, Ilkhan Ali, Traylon Curry, Men's Viewpoint. Shout out to all the platforms that made it possible for us to get off the ground and be able to do what we do as we grow. Support us, love us, rock out with us. We love you all. We are out. And as we get ready to leave, never forget that over here, it's a matter of being real and only real.